Hey y'all, I'm back. Quicker than usual too. I just have one little thing that I wanted to touch on tonight, and I think it's important enough to make a video. Tonight I attended the teen suicide prevention presentation that was hosted at the Park Lane Church of Nazarene on Cunningham Lane. For anyone who's familiar with that area, it's right across the street from the school that suffered the traumatic loss of a couple of their students quite recently. The event was a joint endeavor by the public health director and Scott Ridgway, who is the director of the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network. The few things that I wanted to throw out in this video are some statistics that he shared with us tonight, and then he gave me a brochure about teens and young adults, and I just wanted to go ahead and read some of the warning signs over because honestly, this subject is something that we have to come together as a community because it involves a lot of watching and listening to what's going on with the kids around us. A couple of the statistics I wanted to throw out there are, in Montgomery County, there's an average of 2 to 4 teenagers that are taking their lives each year. In 2010, the number was a staggering 16, at which point they implemented a program that involved suicide prevention training with all of the teachers in the school district. The following year, in 2011, that statistic that was 16 in 2010 fell down to 1 or 2, which is still too many. 1 is too many. The biggest drive home point that Mr. Ridgway shared with us is it's really important that everyone understands that no one dies by suicide for just one reason. That there are many things that impact and overwhelm a person that drive them to the point where they feel like there's no hope and that taking their own life and ending everything is the only answer. 3 people in Tennessee die from suicide each day. This averages out to roughly 1 teenager a week. We've already lost 4 teens this month. In the United States, there are 129 suicides a day. 20 of those suicides are veterans. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people between the ages of 10 and 24 in the country. As I said before, his biggest drive home point was that suicide is never caused by a single event. Some of the top risk factors for teen suicide is pressures, depression, high-risk behaviors, isolation or withdrawal, and certain populations, such as young people with mental or physical disabilities, LGBTQ youth, and victims of bullying. Because suicide is the most preventable cause of death, I'm going to read the following out of a brochure that was given to me by the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network. It's about signals. Most suicidal people give some of the clues and warning signs I'm about to list. By learning the warning signs, paying attention, and trusting your own judgment, you can make a difference between life and death. Some of the signals are previous suicide attempts, giving away prized possessions, making final arrangements, putting affairs in order. Themes of death or depression in conversation, writing, reading, or art. Recent loss of a family member, especially through divorce, death, or suicide. Sudden dramatic decline or improvement in schoolwork. Use or increased use of drugs and alcohol. Chronic headaches, stomach aches, and fatigue. Withdrawal or isolation from friends, family, or school activities. Neglect of personal appearance. Taking unnecessary risks. No longer interested in favorite hobbies or activities. Changed eating or sleeping patterns. Access to a firearm or potentially lethal means of suicide. And talking about, making plans, or threatening suicide. Now, if someone is doing that, if they have a plan, if they're talking about it, if they're threatening it, take action immediately. Now, if you're anything like me, I've been in this situation, and I really didn't know what to say to the other person. The most important thing to do is validate them. Let them know that you're hearing what they're saying. Don't compete, and don't tell them everything's gonna be okay. I was told once that depression is the absence of hope for tomorrow. Undiagnosed depression is the #1 cause of suicide. I truly believe that as a community, we need to draw together and restore that hope. As far as our kids are concerned, never forget it takes a village. Reach out to the people around you. Listen to what's going on with the kids around you, whether they're yours or not. I'm gonna close with the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. And if you have a teenager, we know kids love to text. Go ahead and tell them that if they ever need someone to talk to, or if they're ever thinking about self-harm or suicide, they can text the letters TN to the number 741-741. Every time I end a video, I say to you guys, E pluribus unum, y'all. That was the original motto of the United States. What it means is, out of many, one. This is a more somber video, so I'm not going to end with my typical happy slogan. But I think the motto, out of many, one, is something we can really latch onto now. Out of the many diverse people that make up the town of Clarksville, we can make one great community.